Welcome into another episode of Sports with Schu. We're going to start the prospect breakdown series. I'm probably going to try and pump out possibly a couple of these a day leading up to the draft. Um, it's mostly just like me putting down what I've already learned about all these prospects through the draft season. So whether it's a lot of PFF, some YouTubers takes, a lot of Instagram accounts and other YouTube football like film breakdown guys. I think Vox Lombardi and Top Billin, just whatever takes and film that I can get my hands on of these guys, I do. And then kind of just watch the film for myself, develop my own opinion. But our first prospect is Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech. He's definitely going to stick at tackle in the NFL at 6'5", 314. He's relatively young at 21. I think he'll turn 22 before the start of the NFL season. I think his birthday is like June 2nd. Um, the arm length that I found was 34 and a half inches, which you can kind of see that on tape, but 34 and a half inches is most definitely within that range that you want at tackle. Nothing below 33 inches. Um, Strengths, you may have already heard this, but especially with Darrisaw, upper body strength and just the power that he has in his hands, that it just didn't seem like the size of the defender that was coming at him mattered at all. Because the second he punched, it was just he would just stop you right in your tracks. He's very patient, which he wasn't lazy. He was patient. There's a very big difference. He never seemed to get like too flustered or out of control. He's a big dude, but he kind of just dropped back into his pass set, let them come to him, and just the power that he had and his technique improved a lot over his 3 years at Virginia Tech, which is the next strength. He's experienced. He does have 3 years at Virginia Tech starting, and according to PFF, he improved pretty dramatically each year. The last year, 20 or so, this past year, 2020, he was the highest graded offensive tackle in the nation. Run game IQ, he didn't have that many true pass sets in terms of Virginia Tech kind of just leaving him on an island. They had a passing game, but it was no Bama or Clemson or air raid, anything, but he definitely showed out in the run game in terms of big time blocks and just he's a people mover. His competition was also pretty good. I'm pretty sure that it was Darrisaw that I want to say that they played Miami, but Miami had Jalen Phillips and Quincy Roche. But the ACC, I think that he said the best guy that he went up against was Chris Rump from Duke, which was interesting. But in the ACC, it's not the SEC, but you're definitely going to get some pretty good competition, some pretty good reps against high tier guys. Weaknesses, he's not the most fleet foot in terms of out of his stance. It's suitable. He has enough drive back to hold up in the NFL at least, but you didn't really see him riding guys past the pocket, which is this other weakness. With guys like Slater who can just really explode out of their stance and like keep that momentum and just ride guys past the pocket so that the QB can step up. You didn't see that as much with Darrisaw. He has a lot of power, so once he got his hands on you, then you're basically done. But if somebody was faster and could occasionally get the edge on him and bend underneath, that was probably his biggest weakness. Um, Possibly a 1 year wonder too, in terms of, I know that one of the strengths was experience improvement, but only this past year was he like an elite offensive tackle. So yes, we saw improvement, which is what we want. But before this year, it was like it's basically a completely new player in 2020. He improved a lot of things, which I would assume that all the things we saw, his technique, athleticism, everything we saw would stick in the NFL. It probably will. But it is still only 1 year of like that super high end. It wasn't year to year of just domination. So, where he's probably going to go in the draft, um, definitely after Sewell, probably after Slater. I have him as my offensive tackle three. Some guys have him as four after Tevin Jenkins. I like him more than Tevin Jenkins, but probably his ceiling is he might go before the Chargers at 13. I would be pretty surprised if that happened, but his ceiling is probably the Chargers, and floor would be. Mm, I don't think I could see him getting past 20, which is I think where the Bears are. Somewhere in there. Even if we don't pick him, I think the Vikings at 14 probably would. But somewhere between 13 and 20 is where he's going to go in the draft. So that is the first prospect breakdown, Christian Darrisaw. Um, like, comment, subscribe, leave video recommendations in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.